Hey, hi there. What I'm going to discuss is a very important piece and a very important part of your entire B School application. Yes, the application execution. You know why do I tell this? Because it's like that last piece of the jigsaw puzzle that you need to solve or you need to put to solve the entire puzzle. Why do I say that? Understand why exactly the B School documentation is very important. You have got a great GMAT score. You have built an amazing profile. But how would a B school get to know all about that? Through the documents, through your CV, through your resume, through your essays, through your letter of recommendations. All of these things adds up once you go ahead and once you apply with the correct set of documents. Alright, so very important. In the next 2 minutes, we are going to discuss something very interesting. Right? So again, I'll go back to one of my favorite case studies. Have a look. Again, we have got two profiles for you, profile 1 and profile 2. Profile 1 coming from a tier 1 engineering college, mechanical. Other one coming from a tier 2 EC engineering college, 8.4, 7.1, 10 months of experience, fresher, 0 months of experience, 730 GMAT score for profile 1 and a 690. Right, working for German MNC's automotive sector. Right, again as a fresher, just part of the college, applied for the MIM program in WP Carey and NUS Singapore. Right, so question, both applied to the same set of schools. Which profile was more successful to getting more interview calls, right? Now again, looks very obvious, but definitely some twist would have been there. I'll come back to that. But understand that why your documentation is very important. So typical application documents whenever you apply to any B school are your CV, resumes, your essays. Some MIM programs would ask you to give SOPs, a lot of different documents along with your recommendation letters and other documents that are required. Now, why is the CV very important? Because my friend, that one piece of document is actually going to portray your entire work done so far, and why a very strong, successful application story is important. And that story is what goes in your essay. Why exactly are you taking up this B school? Why exactly this program? What do you want to do 5 years down the line? Now, there are so many interesting things and topics that one needs to cover in essay, and that is definitely not the regular essays that you would have written earlier, right? And how do you write it, and how do you write an application winning and an admit winning essay is something that is very important, right? And just to tell you the importance of it, let us go back to that case study that we had. Remember profile 1, okay? Tier 1 BTech mechanical engineer, 8.4 CGPA, 10 months of experience, worked for one of the biggest German MNC in automotive sector, wrote GMAT 730, proper technical designer guy, applied to MIM at NUS and WP Carey Business School, right? Profile 2, fresher, just out of the college, 690 GMAT score, 0 months of work experience, and coming from a tier 2 engineering college, electronics and communication, 7.1 CGPA. Now, what is one of the biggest thing is, both apply to the same set of college. You would have understood who would have been more successful. Yes, although profile 1 definitely looks and would have been the first preference, but remember I told you there's always some twist around the corner. Yes, profile 2 was more successful. Now, profile 1, I'll tell you, profile 1 is a typical Indian graduate giving typical Indian reason, which is, I believe, is Indian's favorite reason. I guess you would have given, I give it almost every other day. And what is that favorite Indian reason? Procrastination. It's okay, we'll do it. We have time in our hand, we'll do it tomorrow, we'll do it from the next week. Now what exactly happened? This guy wrote GMAT in only 15 days before the deadline, right? And applied on December 10th for a December 15th deadline, right? Imagine that. And what exactly this guy does, in just a week span or fortnight, this guy was able to go ahead, work on the documents, write essays, something that requires a lot of introspection and a lot of research. He had no time to strategize or conceptualize his answers and just went ahead and without any strategy or planning, went ahead and did it. Why? Again, we have this habit of doing everything at the last moment, right? That was the biggest problem. Trust me, that could be a very big problem in your entire B school application. Whereas, what exactly profile 2 did, based on our recommendation from Career Labs, this guy started off way back 2 to 3 months before, right? After writing the GMAT, started working easily on how exactly you can go ahead and can start working on the documentation or the application part. The deadline was in December. This guy started working from September. So, you had solid 4 to 5 months in their hand, right? And spent 2 months only on the essays and the other documents. In that 2 months and more than 2 to 3 months, he was able to introspect. He was able to get a lot of answers which no one in the world can help you out. You need to get it from your inside, talk to a content strategist, talk to an editor and get it in the right way as per how a B school would want, right? He was able to go ahead and build his profile as well. Since he started early, he had a lot of time in his hand to focus on the other and the most important things. Let's say he went across and founded the photography club at the college. He was a member of the hostel management committee and was the major organizer at a lot of events in his college. And that is what is the major factor between the two. That this guy started off early, spent enough time on his profile building, spent enough time to portray all of that into the documentation, and then apply to the right set of B schools. And that's why I told you guys, the documentation process is the last piece of the jigsaw puzzle which I told you, right? So all your GMAT score, all your profile and everything falls beautifully into your application documents, and that is that last stretch and that last piece that helps you get the admit. Now how do you go ahead and build the right set of documents? Let us have a look at that. Thank you.